Okay guys, this is just going to be a quick compare-contrast type review. I just bought this new Ryobi tabletop bandsaw this last week because my old one crapped out on me. So I'm just going to do a quick compare-contrast review to talk about the things that I like and don't like and that are different. So first off, this is a lot thinner this way than the old one was. And I mean a lot. So, still a little bit wonky because it's a little bit front heavy, because the metal base for it is, should I need to pull that out? The metal base for it is not centered on the actual machine, and it's not really well balanced with the engine back there. So if you get one of these, you really want to go ahead and secure it. I'm going to have to eventually. Okay, next up. This plate here, the original one, had an extendable section here where you could actually make it longer so that you could cut wider stock. This one does not have that. Kind of going to suck for me a bit on some of the stuff I was going to do. But I'll just have to cut it down using another saw and then use this one for the final stuff, for what I do with my modeling. Let's see what else. On the original, this plate was this plastic cover was one piece. So when you opened up one part of it, you had to open up the whole front, which was sometimes a little finicky on mine. I don't know if it was just mine or if it was a general issue. But with this one, if you just want to open up the bottom, you can open up the bottom. Another thing, on the old version, the vacuum port was here on the side. For me, that wasn't a huge issue, but I did find I had to open up the front cover to vacuum out quite a bit because the biggest accumulation of sawdust was always right here. On this one, the vacuum port is right here. And on the original one, the vacuum port was, as I said, it was on the side, and because this was all plastic, you had to basically put your hose into the plastic. Now, if you're using a full-size vacuum, that's fine. But I always use a smaller vacuum because I do this in my apartment, on my workstation, on my workbench. So I use a smaller vacuum. So on this one, I'm having to put a sock on it because I couldn't find, I presume it's another issue of supply chain problems. I couldn't find some weather stripping, so I just went ahead and cut a sock on one end, wrapped it up and put it around this. Now this one, that works great because this is a heavy-duty plastic cup. On the other one, it was always kind of wonky because, and that was another one of the issues that I had with the whole one-piece thing, was that if you opened this up with the hose in it, it was kind of a pain. But because it's in the back and opening up the two sides separately, it's easier. But it's easier back here if you're trying to use an adapter or something like I am. And as I said, this is where most of the sawdust accumulates. Now, the blue one that I had a 1/2-inch saw blade on. And when I got this, it didn't come with a ferrous metals saw blade. I use a ferrous metals saw blade because I'm cutting a lot of MDF, PVC, PVC foam board, plastics, things that the wood blades don't really do well at. So I had to buy a ferrous metal saw blade. Now I bought an 1/8-inch one and a 1/2-inch one. My old saw had a 1/2-inch one on it, but the old saw blade, oh, that's another thing. This is a 62-inch blade. The other one was 59.5 or 59.25. It had that little bit of wiggle room. This one is a 62-inch blade. This one will not accept a 1/2-inch blade. So right now I have an 1/8-inch blade on it. I'm ordering a 1/4-inch blade, and I'm going to see if that'll fit. But the issue with the 1/2-inch blade was that the blade goes through this metal guard here, and when I was just using my hand to rotate the wheels, it was rubbing against the inside of this guard. So it will not accept a 1/2-inch blade. I'm going to try, like I said, a 1/4-inch blade and see how that works. That is a big deal to me. And to me, it just doesn't seem like this saw has quite as much get up and go as the other one did. I don't know, I haven't really gotten much use out of it yet, because I'm still doing all these other things to try and get the thing, to get this all taken care of. But up here, the part, or to change the blade out, you've got the guides and everything, and on this one I found that the guides are a lot easier for me than the other one to adjust and use. You have this guard here. Once you've changed the blade, you have to kind of pinch it. Hold on, let me switch hands. You have to pinch it here to get it under that wheel, because otherwise this guard rubs against it. So pinch that to get it in. You've got your same controls for raising and lowering, except that the knobs on this are smaller. When I changed this from the wood blade that was on it to this one, it changed super easy. You've got the control, you've got a quick release handle here behind this. You've got the tension up here on the knob. Super easy changeover. Now, hold on, I gotta put this down. Okay, this is all secured. Now, another thing, I had to take out of my storage, because I had a box of these, a light to put behind it, because the old one had a light up here on the back with a binding neck so that you could put it over here so you could see what you're working on. This one does not have that. It's a big drawback to me, but I like Ryobi and in general, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to make this work. It's just, I really liked the old version better. I don't think that this was an improvement as much as just a replacement. Another thing, the on-off switch. The old on-off switch was, this one is like a light switch. Up, down. The other one had a different switch on it. I liked the other switch better. This does have a little guard so you can't knock into it, but I just liked the other one better. For me, because I have hand control issues because of the herniated discs in my neck, so it's easier for me to use larger switches like the one that was already on this. But that's pretty much all of the major modifications or major differences in them. The guard here did not come with it. I went ahead and bought that separately. I can't remember the name of it. I think, if I remember right, I think it was a PowerTech guard. And I had to sit here and zero this out. And other than that, the only other major difference is I still have this from the old one. It still fits. There's a little bit of wiggle room in it, but only a fraction of an inch, or a few millimeters maybe. This one is the one that comes with it. It's got wiggle room too, just as much as the other one. But this new one is a plastic one. I don't like that one nearly as much as I do this one. This one's got that nice big handle on it. This one has a smaller knob. Like I said, I don't think this is an improvement over the original, because it's missing some features that I really liked about the old one. But for me, I'm sure it'll make do. I guess that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.